New York represent, even though the Yankees kind of suck right now.
Jackie Robinson, a black man in white baseball.
I want you to know I'm there for you.
In my heart.
Think about the abuse that he's gonna take.
Hey everybody, welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I am John Maffio, and I am obviously geared up for today's review because we are reviewing 42, the Jackie Robinson story, starring Chadwick Boseman and Harrison Ford as Branch Rickey. This is not an autobiography like one may assume at first. This is, however, the tale of Jackie Robinson's rookie year on the Brooklyn Dodgers in the mid-1940s, where he had to overcome insurmountable adversity as the first African-American player in the Major League Baseball. If you didn't know this by now, I am a Yankees fan, a very avid one, since the year 2000 when I was in second grade when they won that World Series against the New York Mets, who consists of the other half of my family. I do love me a good baseball story, and many stories can be extracted from the history books of Major League Baseball. The one that came out this weekend happened to be about Jackie Robinson, and what I have to say is that the story for the most part is cookie cutter, it's predictable and cliched at points, kind of sappy too, but it's extremely well executed, it's emotional, sometimes sentimental in a good way, and it's one of the best movies I've seen all year. What truly holds this film together and creates something somewhat special are the performances, including the ones by Chadwick Boseman and Harrison Ford. I'd never seen this guy, Chadwick, in any movie before this one, but somehow with his charm and charismatic personality, he carries this movie solidly. As far as Harrison Ford is concerned, this is his best acting role and best character he's played in many, many years. You could see that he was engulfed into this character. There was a genuine conviction there, and I respect that heavily. Especially considering that his last couple movies were a very washed out Indiana Jones movie and Cowboys and Aliens. Everybody else, as far as acting is concerned, did a good job. The character arc of Jackie Robinson is an interesting one, despite whether or not you like baseball or sports in general, and it did seem a little watered down for this movie because it is a Hollywoodized version of the story, but it still was executed well, and it really was carried through by Chadwick Boseman's performance. There's one scene involving Branch Rickey and Jackie Robinson in a tunnel. I'm not going to say anything about it, but it's definitely going to be one of my favorite scenes of the year because of the raw, gripping emotion, and it's all in a long shot. 42 is dialogue heavy, but thankfully the dialogue has spunk, and even if at points the dialogue falters a little bit through dullness, it's carried by the performances, which are very charismatic. One of my favorite aspects of this movie were the baseball sequences. There's quite a lot of them in this movie, and they all have such a nice compositional feel. You really do feel like you're in the moment for every moment. And one moment reminded me of Benny the Jet Rodriguez from the Sandlot, and that automatically gives this movie a thumbs up because pickle! Sometimes it can be rather difficult to pull off the aesthetics of a historical decade of America. This is 1940s New York for the most part, and I do think they did a good job. I personally was engrossed in the atmosphere of this movie. None of it really felt fake or artificial. There was a nice sense of legitimacy and authenticity to it. And finally, the musical score, even though it did seem a little bit manipulating with the emotions and tugging on your heartstrings, it does do a good job of making you feel the emotions. I did almost tear up 2 or 3 times towards the end of this movie, and that's thanks to the music because it's complemented by the film very well. My complaints with this movie that can be seen as nitpicks include the fact that this movie is pretty much a cookie-cutter story. It's predictable and cliched, even if you know Jackie Robinson's story. But again, I forgive that because the story was executed very well. All the actors really do get into their characters, but some of the dialogue in the beginning is really inspirationally cheesy. I want you to join my team. You want somebody who has the guts to fight back? No, I want somebody who has the guts to not fight back. Just give me a jersey and a number on my back, and I'll give you the guts. For one, I liked the presentation of the movie, but I could see why others could be turned off by it. 42, the Jackie Robinson story, is a very sentimental but emotionally gripping story, and I had a great time with it, and I would not mind watching it again or even buying it on Blu-ray. It's a great baseball movie. It's going to be a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a darn good movie. If you have seen 42 or you plan to see it, or you just like baseball in general, let me know anything about baseball or this movie in the comments down below. Please subscribe to MaffmanJones and like this video. Also check out Facebook, Twitter, and We Live Film in the info box. I am John Maffio, and I love baseball. See you next time.
Maybe tomorrow we'll all wear 42.